stumble across like a patch of mushrooms while you're out on a hike
Mm-hmm.
and find yourself kind of like wondering about the network just hidden beneath the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you're like me and you think about how bread dough rises. Well, get
Yeah.
ready to have your mind blown wide open
Yeah.
because today we are going deep, deep into the world of fungi. We are cracking open a biology textbook
Yeah.
to get up close and personal with what we are calling the unsung heroes of our ecosystems. And trust me, you might think you know fungi from their, quick cameo appearances at the supermarket.
Yeah.
But we are going way beyond portobellos and penicillin today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Fungi. Are those just plants that haven't quite figured out that whole photosynthesis thing?
Right.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
That is a misconception.
It is a misconception.
Yeah.
They are not plants at all. Not at all. One of the things that really sets fungi apart is how they get their nutrition. They're heterotrophs, just like us.
So they're more like us
Yeah.
than they are like trees.
They're more closely related to animals than they are plants.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been grouping them wrong this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So, just like humans, fungi need to source their food from external sources instead of making them themselves like plants do through photosynthesis.
All right.
And get this, their cell walls contain chitin,
Okay.
the same material that gives insects their tough exoskeletons.
Wow. Talk about a family reunion we didn't expect. Like we're over here putting them with the plants,
Yeah.
and they're over here with their little insect exoskeletons.
Yeah.
Having a party. Okay, that definitely changes my perspective. But let's dive into their structure a little bit. Because I think understanding their form will help us understand their function.
Okay.
So imagine this vast,
Yeah.
intricate network of threads spreading beneath the surface. That's the mycelium.
Mycelium.
And those threads
Yeah.
are called hyphae. They're like the fungal pioneers,
Yeah.
reaching out into their environment, seeking sustenance.
And those hyphae are really the key to their incredible efficiency as decomposers. You know how the more surface area you have,
Yeah.
the more you can absorb.
Right.
Fungi have taken that concept to a whole new level.
It's like nature's underground internet,
Right.
but instead of data, it's nutrients flowing through this network.
It's a brilliant analogy. That interconnected web allows them to absorb nutrients on a massive scale, efficiently breaking down dead organic matter and essentially turning death into new life.
That's way more metal than any garbage disposal I've ever seen.
Right. And get this. A single fungus's mycelium can stretch for kilometers, connecting entire forests in this hidden embrace.
Whoa. Okay. That's mind-blowing. So no photosynthesis. Check. Amazing underground network. Check. But how do they actually eat without mouths? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on there? Is there some sort of microscopic fungal suction system happening?
So fungi have developed these fascinating strategies for acquiring nutrients.
Okay.
It really depends on the type of fungus we're talking about.
Okay.
Let's start with the ultimate recyclers, the saprotrophs. They're like the compost heaps of the natural world, but way more efficient.
They see a fallen log and they're like, dinner is served.
Precisely. They release enzymes that break down that dead organic matter, whether it's leaves, wood, or even animals, transforming those complex molecules into simpler compounds that they can absorb.
So they're like nature's master chefs,
Yeah.
turning leftovers
Yeah.
into gourmet meals
Yeah.
for themselves.
Exactly. And then we've got the rebels of the fungal world, the parasites.
The ones that always get a bad rap for, mooching off of others.
Exactly. But it's not always as straightforward as it seems. Some parasitic fungi have actually kind of co-evolved with their hosts to the point where they're providing a benefit, while others definitely earn their villain status by causing harm.
So it's like a fungal world of superheroes and supervillains.
I like that analogy. And speaking of supervillains, let's not forget the predatory fungi. They've taken a completely different approach to this whole finding food thing.
Wait, predatory fungi. As
Yeah.
in fungi that hunt. Okay, I need to hear more about this.
So picture this. The oyster mushroom, this seemingly innocent inhabitant of the forest floor, harboring a dark secret, it actually releases this paralyzing toxin that traps unsuspecting nematodes, these microscopic worms that live in the soil.
So it's like this silent, invisible trap, just waiting to ensnare its prey. That's straight out of a horror movie.
Miniature.
Nature's full of surprises.
It really is.
But not all fungi are locked in this life or death struggle for survival, in fact. Some of the most fascinating fungal interactions are those that are born of collaboration, like the incredible world of lichens. Okay, lichens. So those are those like colorful patches that you see on rocks and trees. I've always been curious about those. They never seem to be hurting the trees. What's the deal with that partnership?
So lichens are like the ultimate power couples of the natural world. They're not a single organism, but rather a symbiotic relationship
Yeah.
between a fungus and then either algae or cyanobacteria.
So it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly. The fungus provides a protective home and access to moisture, while the algae or cyanobacteria bring their photosynthesis skills to the table, providing food for the duo.
Nice.
It's a win-win situation that allows them to thrive in some of the harshest environments on Earth, from like scorching deserts to frigid mountaintops.
Wow. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
But there's more to lichens than meets the eye, right? I remember reading something about them being used as bioindicators.
Yeah. You're right. They are. Because different species of lichens have different tolerances for air pollution. Their presence or absence can tell us a lot about the air quality in a given area. It's like having a natural air quality monitoring system built right into the environment.
It's amazing how nature provides these like elegant solutions if we just know where to look.
It truly is. And speaking of elegant solutions, let's talk about mycorrhiza, another fascinating example. A fungal collaboration. This time, it's a partnership between fungi and plant roots. A match made in ecological heaven.
I've heard of mycorrhizae. They're like the ultimate plant power-up.
They're more common than you might think, in fact. An estimated 95% of all vascular plants, from towering trees to delicate wildflowers, engage in this mutually beneficial relationship with fungi. The fungus forms this intricate network of hyphae that extends the plant's root system, enhancing its ability to absorb water and essential nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen.
So it's like giving the plant a turbo boost for its roots.
Exactly. And in return for these valuable services, the plant provides the fungus with sugars produced through photosynthesis.
Nice.
It's a beautiful example of how interconnected life is. Competition as like the driving force in nature, but these symbiotic relationships really highlight the power of cooperation and interdependence.
It really makes you appreciate the hidden complexities of the natural world.
Yeah.
You know, we see a tree, but we don't always think about that intricate web of life happening below the surface, this hidden world where fungi are, the master architects and negotiators.
And it's a world that impacts us more than we realize, both positively and well. Not so positively.
It's not all sunshine and roses
in
the fungal world, is it?
Right.
There's that other side, the side that makes us cringe when we find a furry friend growing on our leftovers.
That's right. Fungi have a knack for reminding us that they're an integral part of our lives, whether we like it or not.
It's like they say one man's trash is another fungus's treasure.
Right.
But really, though,
Yeah.
it is mind-blowing how fungi can be.
Yeah.
Both gourmet delicacies and the reason we have to toss out that container of leftovers
Yeah.
in the back of the fridge.
It really highlights their adaptability and their resilience. I mean, they've been thriving on this planet for over 1 billion years, long before humans even entered the scene. They've weathered countless environmental changes, from volcanic eruptions to ice ages, and they're still here, quietly shaping our world in ways we're only beginning to understand.
It really makes you wonder, like, what can we learn from them, especially now as we're facing these massive environmental challenges? And we've talked about their ability to break down organic matter, but could they hold the key to tackling some of our more, like, modern messes, like plastic pollution?
That's a question that has scientists incredibly excited. There's this growing field of research called mycorremediation, which focuses on using fungi to clean up pollutants. They're like nature's tiny recycling plants, capable of breaking down all sorts of things that we thought were indestructible.
So instead of plastic, hanging around for centuries, we can have fungi, transforming it into something, dare I say, beneficial.
It's not as far-fetched as it sounds. Researchers have already identified fungal species that can break down certain types of plastics.
Wow.
Others are exploring how fungi can be used to clean up oil spills, degrade harmful pesticides, or even extract heavy metals from contaminated soil.
That's incredible. It's like we're turning to nature for solutions instead of always trying to outsmart it. It makes you wonder what other hidden potential fungi possess if we just take the time to look.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond bioremediation. Fungi are being explored for use in sustainable building materials, biodegradable packaging, and even as a source of new biofuels. The possibilities seem endless.
It's like we're finally waking up to the fact That we're not just living with fungi. We're living in a world that's been shaped by them
Yeah.
for millennia. And now we have the opportunity to learn from their ancient wisdom and collaborate with them
Mm.
for a more sustainable future.
Well said. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? We often see ourselves as separate from nature, but exploring the world of fungi reminds us that we're all interconnected. Every breath we take, every bite of food we eat is intertwined with the intricate workings of these often unseen organisms.
So the next time you see a mushroom peeking out from under a log, take a moment to appreciate its quiet power and the vast hidden network it represents. It's a glimpse into a world of ancient wisdom, sustainable solutions, and endless possibilities. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of fungi. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that sense of wonder alive.